Welcome to the Social Bee podcast with your host, Louise Brogan. Every week, Louise will be bringing you a podcast all about women entrepreneurs, talking about their challenges, their goals, and inspiring you to either start your own business or grow the business you have. Visit www.socialbeeni.com to join our community and pick up some lovely freebies to start marketing your business online today.
Welcome to episode 29 of the Social Bee podcast. So this week I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Facebook groups. One of the key ingredients to the success of my business, I believe, have been the community that I have built up inside my Facebook group. So I have a free Facebook group called the Social Beehive, which is a group of about, at the time of this recording, about 1,500 members who are all entrepreneurs from all over the world. We have people in there from the US, Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, and lots of people from the UK and Ireland as well as other parts of Europe. So I call it the Social Beehive, and I created the Social Beehive really because I wanted to bring together entrepreneurs to have a space to connect with people, somewhere that they could ask questions and also that I could find out what it was that they wanted to know about, and to really build up a network of people in there. So what's the difference, first of all, between having a group and a Facebook page? So if you think about your Facebook page as, say, the storefront to your business, so it's the front window of, if you pretend your business is a shop. Your Facebook page is the front window of your shop. It's kind of like where you put up your notices and your signs to come in and tell people when they can contact you and give them a way to message you or make a phone call online if you like. But your Facebook group is actually what happens inside the shop. So it's what goes on inside the building. So if you can think of it in terms of that, you can see how they are very, very different entities inside your business. Before we go any further, if you're thinking about creating a Facebook group, I would say be very careful about how you set it up. So there are different kinds of groups that I see in Facebook. Ones that I would call like the Wild West, where there really is a bit of a free-for-all in terms of what people post and what they say. And there's really not very much management. I'm talking really about Facebook groups for business here. I'm not talking about community groups or school groups. This is Facebook groups for your business. And the other kind are the ones that are very well organised, kind of like keeping a clean house, where people can post their questions and queries, and on certain days maybe they can post advertisements or promotions to their business. But all in all, it's more of a community working together rather than somewhere where you just go in every Tuesday, say, and post a link to your Facebook page and then disappear off again. So if you think about the kind of groups that you actually enjoy being a member of, what would they look like? Are they ones where you're in there connecting with people and building up relationships? Or are they ones where if you pop in and everyone else is just posting their offer or what they're up to? You can see the real difference in terms of having a community around you or just being a Wild West or free for all. I mean, what are the actual benefits of having a group like that? If you post whatever you want, whenever you want, you may as well just be throwing your business up against the wall. Maybe that's a little bit harsh. So I think about my Facebook group in terms of quality over quantity. So if you think about the type of group you want to run, if you allow people to self-promote all the time, there's no real value in the group. And at the end of the day, people will stop coming unless they're only there to promote themselves. It's also very hard to manage a group like that. So if you set up a Facebook group and you say, well, I like the groups where, I want to be able to promote my business, so that's the kind of group I'm going to have, you'll soon find out that it's quite tiresome having to delete people's posts, warn people not to be self-promotional. It just takes up way too much of your time and it's really hard to manage. So what you really want to do is to create a group with very clear guidelines and plans on how that group is to look and to manage. I mean, some of the groups that I'm in, you're never allowed to promote any of your content ever, and I think that's maybe a little bit harsh. So in my group, I don't have a weekly thread where you post about your business, but I will now and again say, does everyone want to share what they're doing on Instagram? or, is anyone up to anything particular in the next week or so. So I do have that rather than a specific day where I say, come on and tell us what all you're doing. But there are some groups where you're absolutely not allowed to post any of your own stuff. And, there's reasons for doing that, obviously. But I think it's nice to have a little tiny mix of the two. So when you have your group, you've got to think about the people who you're going to invite into your group. What reason do they have for joining? So say you have a business based on selling recipes online. You might create a Facebook group that is to do with healthy eating. So if someone joins a group that says healthy eating recipes, I would expect to go into that group and get some healthy eating tips and recipes. So think about who you want to attract into your group and what you're going to offer them in terms of getting them over the door and into the group and for them to stay as well. So how do you get somebody, once people are in your group, how do you get them to actually talk? This is social media. Facebook groups are a form of social media. So you need to have a set of conversation starters. So those are the posts that you see inside a group that the admin posts, and they are using those to be able to get people to start talking. And I've actually got, for today's podcast, This episode is brought to you by the Social Bee Academy, your online learning space to market and grow your business. With monthly training, live group coaching calls, a thriving community and resource library. If you're looking for learning, focus and accountability, the Social Bee Academy is for you. Come and check it out at www.louisebrogan.com. A list, or a freebie if you like, of 25 conversation starters that you can use inside your Facebook group. And if you would like a copy of those, go to socialbni.com/conversations and I can send those to you, no problem. Or there'll be a link below in the show notes as well. So conversation starters would be things like what's the most challenging thing that's happened to you in your business? Or how do you juggle your business and your family life? Or how do you de-stress at the end of the week? Those kind of things that people are going to answer. So you got to make the question something about them. People like to talk about themselves. So you're using your conversation starters as a way to bring people out of themselves. You might want to think about just making sure that those aren't too intrusive or too personal, because then you might not get people replying. If you get the same person replying all the time with their same story of woe, then you need to rethink what kind of conversation starters you're actually posting in there, which is why the 25 should really help you, I hope. So yeah, having somebody join your group, it's very different to having your business page. So people will join Facebook groups because they want to gain something for themselves, and you need to think what people will join your group for. So why do people join my free group, the Social Beehive? It's not because they think they're going to be able to share their Facebook page in there, because that's not the kind of group that I have. What I have is a group where people ask their questions about online business. So they might be stuck using email marketing, or they might have a problem and they're trying to use Canva, or they have a problem with Twitter, or there's just, they're trying to tag their products on Instagram. That was an example from this week. So they come in and they ask questions, and if I am not able to help them, then somebody else in the group usually can. The reason you have a Facebook group is really to grow your business by leading your community. So it helps you to grow your know, like and trust factor. And people will come to see you in your group as the expert in your industry. One thing that I have started recently is Tech Tuesdays, and that is where I have said to the group, if there's something particularly techie that you're struggling with in your business right now, please ask me for help with it, and I will make a little video each Tuesday to explain the answer. So this week we had a question about how can you make videos on your smartphone, and so I created I think it's like a 3.5 minute long video showing the members how they can use software on their phones to make a video that is worthy of putting on your website or on YouTube. So that's just one example. So people are going to stay in my group, and they're going to invite other people in because they're going to know that there's going to be lots of little tips and advice for using online business and all the tech and software that you can use for that in my group. So I hope that's given you a bit of a flavour of how or why I think you should be using Facebook groups. The one thing I didn't actually cover was how does that build your business. So we'll just finish off with really explaining that. So when people come to see you as the expert, they're going to want to, a percentage of them are going to want to work with you. So that is when they find out more about you. They maybe get on your email list because they sign up for something that you're offering in your group, or a webinar that you're running, that kind of idea. And then they'll find out whether they can work one-to-one with you, or you maybe have a membership site. You might be running workshops, you might have online courses, and because they are in your group and they see you as an expert because of the way you run the group, a certain amount of people will reach out and ask to work with you, and that is how you can use your Facebook group to grow your business. So if you'd like to know more about using Facebook groups, I do have a couple of blog posts on it on my website, socialbni.com. But I also have the conversation starters that you can get if you download at the end of this episode. So thank you so much for listening this week, guys. If you have any particular questions you would like me to go into on the podcast, please do let me know. I love hearing from you, of course. You can email me, louise@socialbni, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Social Bee podcast. Come and join us over at www.socialbni.com and let's start creating a buzz about your business. And if you like what you hear, please pop over to iTunes and leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it. See you next time.